to the final 5. They came out 2 or 3 weeks ago and kind of presented their case, like this is who we are, this is what we do, and this is why we think we'd be a good fit for this project. And in December, they have to deliver a mock-up of what their design for the Kimball will look like. They'll be on display here through the holidays, and then February 2nd, I think, the jury decides who wins the bid. And then from there they fundraise and hopefully break ground on, so it's going to be on that side, you know, where the patio
steps,
is.
yeah, the patio.
We just want more of a Main Street presence, because when the Kimball was originally, Art Center was originally established, everyone came to Main Street, like this was the hub, so, you know, everyone would walk past the entrance here. And then when they developed Lower Main Street, like 10 years ago, it shifted it. So a lot of people walk by our building and don't really understand who we are, what is here. So we need more of that Main Street presence, and then we need more space, and a lot of other things.
Yeah. You mentioned this a little earlier during that, but so do you feel like you don't answer to any one person, or is there like some patrons that you try and work with a little more, or do you just try to generally please the public and keep their interest?
Who actually owns the building?
Yeah.
The board, the Kimball Art Center board.
The board,
which consists of
community members.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So do you basically answer to them generally?
Yeah, I mean they're kind of the guiding force. They're the ones that, you know, their responsibility is to make sure we're true to our mission and, you know, in alignment with that, and serving the community, and kind of keeping you know, us on track, and then that greater vision, you know, being cognizant of that and making sure that that's that, you know, we're progressing in the right direction. So we answer, I guess.
Okay.
Well, that's it for my questions. You answered everything. Yeah.
Trying to think if I have anything else.
Oh, how do you think Detour Art has done?
Great. You know, we knew we were taking a little bit of a risk, just in the outsider arts really come into its own. You know, it's really kind of a hot thing in like Chicago and New York. But outside of the big cities, most people don't know what outsider art is. And so it's not like, you know, with the Ansel Adams show, you see Ansel Adams and everyone, you know, they swoon and they're here, or, you know, Lego, but it's definitely one of those shows. And then if someone says, you know, what is outsider art, I found as I explain it, people are like, art by untrained artists. Why would I want to see that? Or I don't get it. Like, why is that important? But once they get here, I think people get it, and the response has been really positive. So that's been our biggest challenge with this show, is just getting people in the door, because the name itself doesn't have any connect. You know, there's just not that spark of interest or connection or level of relation for most people. But especially the kids, the school tours have been so gratifying to hear about. Or just the other day, actually, when those architects were in town, I was showing them the back exhibition storage space, which is right behind the main gallery. And I opened the door just to say, and this is how you go into the main gallery. And right there was a school group. And it could not have been timed any more perfectly. But so I opened the door, and this little boy walks up to that quill, and he just says out loud, "This makes me feel magical." And the architect's like, "Did you pay him to say that?" We're like, no, we couldn't have timed it. We're not that smart. So, you know, I think people just respond to what I think a lot of those artists are doing, which is having that innate desire to just create something, to funnel that energy, and then the stories are so. I don't know if you had a chance to read the didactics, but the stories of the individual, and they don't even call themselves artists, but creators. I mean, there's some crazy stories in there. Just, I think those can be just as interesting as the art. So it's been a great show overall, but
Yeah.
definitely was a riskier one.
So what you had downstairs before this new exhibit, they were on sale. Do you do that periodically? And were they local? Like,
yeah, that was
artists?
our members pinup show, and every year we do that as a value add for our members. And a lot of our members are taking classes here, or are artists themselves or aspiring artists. So this has been a fun show for them to feel like they can have that experience of making something, whether it be at the Kimball or their house, and coming in and pinning it up on the wall. All the work has to be a certain size, and you can only use up to 4 pins to get on the wall. Or there were some sculpture pieces or ceramic pieces, and then yeah, it was for sale. Everything had to be under $500.
So do you do that periodically then?
Yep, that's an annual show for us.
Okay.
And in the garage in the Badami Gallery, usually the work's always for sale. The main gallery sometimes, just depends. We had an acoustic show there this summer, and everything was for sale. And the show we have opening after the Sundance Film Festival, that will be for sale.
So for those pinup shows, you basically just say the artist, and you don't worry about anything else to put them down. So it's very simple.
Yeah, and the goal is that this was our third year doing it, but we'd love to get to the point where people are pinning up work like salon style from floor to ceiling. But yeah, I mean, basically they come in, they register their piece, we give them forward tax, and they get to hang it wherever they want. So all we do is light it. So that's always interesting and a little hard for OCD people like me. Like, that's too high, or why are they doing that low? But that's also the flip side. That's the kind of the beauty of the show.
And do you usually sell a lot of art pieces through that?
It does pretty well. Yeah. Above all, I think members just love, again, that's another way they can feel that sense of community and that they're a part of this. And it's added a lot of value for their membership.
I think I have one more question. With the transition between different shows, how do you handle the pieces at that time, and the
You really want
storage
the
and
conservation stuff. Come in a week and you will see pure chaos. That's where we get really creative, because we don't have a loading dock, and so all of that show came in 16 large wooden crates, and so with a lot of our main gallery shows, we have to get a permit from the city, and the rig pulls up out front, and we unload all the artwork through our main public doors into the gallery. And we don't have a prep space, so we just have to kind of carefully stage, unloading the artwork, taking down the artwork, packing it. We don't have a lot of storage space, so it's kind of like this do-si-do, prepping the gallery, and then unpacking, conditioning, setting the next show. So it all happens in one area.
Do you close down the museum while you're doing that?
We'll just pull the gate. So I try to program it so there's always something to see. Plus, it's a ton of work. I have flipped all 3 gallery spaces in 4 days, and I would not do that by choice. Even this summer, we hung a show in a night, and I won't ever do that again.
Do you already have a general idea of where all the pieces are going in the gallery, or do you figure it out as you go?
I wish I could tell you I used all those fancy computer programs, but I do better when I'm very visual, and once I have the work there and can see it spatially, because we'll play around a lot. We'll kind of set things up and walk around the space, and we move things around for a while until we're okay, that feels right. So we literally just play around in the gallery, I guess. We're a tight deadline, because all of our installations are about a week, which for the main gallery. These ones we flip in about a day. They're not too bad.
Do you ever have pieces that have conservation issues that you have to accommodate, and that
yes, we
specific?
have. And we do condition reports for everything going in and out. But yeah, I have had some pieces that we've unpacked and they've been broken, and you have to call the registrar and document, and usually send them back to be fixed. Or the Lego show was interesting, 'cause 2 of the pieces. Legos don't break, but they
fell apart.
They fell apart, yeah. And we were trying to rebuild them, but one of them we were able to rebuild a little bit. pulling on my years